Greetings, Kaiser Soze here, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Boss GT001 guitar effects processor. But follow the link to the blog on the Best Buy plugin blog if you haven't already read it, and you can read what I say about it. But again, some of the key features here, we're talking that it is, as it says on the box, a guitar effects processor. It is also an acoustic guitar effects processor. They've included vocal effects on the unit as well. It has a built-in tuner. There's an online component that we're going to look at. It comes with Boss Tone Studio software. So basically what I'm going to do in today's video is set it up, show you how quick and easy it is to get it going. We're going to play around with it for a while. We're going to try to adjust some of the effects, and then we're going to do a quick recording to show you how easy it is and how this is the only tool that you need when it comes to a home studio. And we've got the unit right here. So what I've already done with the unit is you can run it off of your USB on your computer, so it will get power from the bus. So I can just plug that in, and that's all that you have to do when you get it as well. Make sure that you plug it in the correct way. Okay, and you'll see it instantly powers up. I already have it plugged in right here, so you can see that it is connected through an extension into my Mac. It's always better if you can to plug directly in rather than going. An extension isn't as bad as going through a hub, but you can generate a lot of issues or problems, and things don't always work right. So if you can directly go to a USB import on your computer, but if, as you can see, one thing that I am no good at, and I'm the first person to admit that, is cables and cords. And it's always a mess. It seems like I spend the majority of my time trying to just straighten up cables and cords, and today will be no different, and you'll see how it kind of rolls around Kaiser Soze's basement. So we've got the Boss GT001, again, a very small unit, very attractive. We can see that I've already got my trusty monster cable plugged into the guitar in, so we'll have that ready to go. It's got a microphone XLR connection here. You can run a few of the Boss expression pedals off it as well, to add even extra kick and definition to some of your effects on here. For instance, there's a wah effect, and if you have an expression pedal, then you can use it as you would a wah. We've got the buttons, the output levels, you can set up favorites and jump around here much easier than scrolling through the entire list. And we've got the left and the right speakers, because it is a audio interface that will allow you to connect and input and output from your computer. Now, I already have a Steinberg UR22 set up over here, so it's really easy for me to get this going, because what I'm going to do is simply take my speaker cables that are connected to this and plug them into here. But you'll see this is where my cable problem starts to become an issue. Is I didn't need a long speaker cable, and you don't want to have one longer than you really need to have one, as a single diminishes over distance. So it's a short cable in it, so I'm going to have to kind of, push this up here. First thing I should do is make sure that I plug in the right and the left correctly, and I had not done that. So there's the right, and there's the left. Okay. So it is now hooked up to the computer, and I'll show you how it works here. Let's just say, for instance, that I wanted to listen to music. Let's open up iTunes. What do we got here? So let's just play the new Lamb of God. So, okay. So what's happening is, because I just hooked this up, it's not coming through. So on a Mac, what you have to do is go into your system settings, your system preferences, and go and click on sound, and it'll say output. There's your GT001 right there, and now we have output. Later when we get into recording software, I use Logic, so when I open up Logic, it'll say, I've noticed that there's a new thing, the Boss 001 hooked up, did you want to use this? And you click yes, and then it will already be set up and ready. So here's how you just use it as an audio interface connected to my studio monitors, and now I have music from my computer. The same goes for watching movies or playing videos on YouTube. They're there. But we're here for guitar. So, 1 second, I will grab a guitar and show you literally how easy it is to start listening to your guitar. Okay, I am here. I have grabbed my beloved Jackson RR1. So I have my guitar cable plugged in already to the Boss unit. So we'll find the other end in this cable mess. There it is. Plug it into the guitar. Always a good idea to make sure that output levels are down. Okay, plugged it in. Volume's down on the guitar. Turn up some output here, and then you'll see. So are we going to have anything yet at this point? So already. So now if it just comes to practicing, for instance, you can just, plug in and... So let's go to Power Metal Riff. So right away, you've got sound, it's outputting through the monitor speakers, so you can use it to practice this way. You can also plug in headphones right into the side, and then it will bypass the studio monitors, and you can listen to it through your headphones. So it's very easy. In literally a minute of setup, you now have audio, and you can practice, and you can play, and you can scroll through. So Power Metal Riff, Natural Clean. Echo, high gain stack. So again, this is based on the Boss effects that you'll find, emulating the stomp boxes that they're, famous for in their ubiquity, as well as the other floor-based effects unit. Super easy to set up, super easy to get working. I didn't have to install any drivers. At least with the Mac setup that I'm using, it automatically worked, so it had drivers already. But there is a website, and I'll put that link, the URL up there at some point too, so you'll be able to see where you need to go to if you need software and other things that are available. And we'll talk about that in more depth when we get into it later. So what I'm going to do now is switch over. We'll do a bunch of work on this through the computer, and some recording, some messing around and things, so stick around. So here we are taking a look now at how the Boss GT001 functions on a computer. In my case, I'm using a Mac. The power supply on my PC gave up the ghost last week, so I have to replace that. So we will be doing this one on my Mac. It's essentially the same principles. Like I mentioned when I set this all up for the very first time, out of the box, did not need to download any drivers or anything like that in order to get it to work. But if you're not having the same luck, there is a very easy place to go get what you required to do this. So open up a browser window. And I've just got Google up here. So if you simply Google, say you want Boss GT-001 and do a Google search for that, you'll see that it comes up right here with the main Boss webpage for this at bossus.com. Let's make this a little bit larger so that we can all see it. If you'll notice right here, we see downloads. If you click on that, you come up with the downloads, so you can get the brochure, the product catalog, but there's updates and drivers. You can update the firmware on the unit itself. There's a USB driver for Windows, for Mac, and there's also the Boss Tone Studio for Windows and Mac. So I have already gone ahead and downloaded the Boss Tone Studio for Mac. So this is a very good place for you to start to look. In the blog, I talk about the Guitar Friend Jam. It's right here. You can follow through to take a look at that. Here's the Tone Central, which is different than the Tone Studio. Let's just take a quick look at that. So this is where you're going to be able to download patches that are made by, different musicians and whatnot, a punk collection, a hard rock collection. This is for some of the different software that they have, or some of the different hardware that they have. Here's the GT100 and the GT001. The GT100 is the floor-based effects unit. The GT is the desktop. The 001 is the desktop that we're looking at right now. So you can see there's a Marty Friedman collection, you can download these, you can install these onto your Luna unit, you can do all of those things. Very, very cool stuff. So definitely take a look at that. But if we go back here and say we've downloaded the Tone Studio and installed it, and we're going to use that. So let's open it up and take a look at what's going on here. Will take just a second for it to load. It has to, it opened in my other window, or my other screen, so I'll bring it over into this screen. Let's make this a little bit larger and easier to see as well. So it's talking to the interface, basically saying, so what presets, what user programs, all of these have you got? So let's talk a little bit about how that works. You'll see right here. The first one we have high gain stack, Terra Echo, naturally clean. So the first three there. You can try all these out, but you'll notice that they're orange on the side. Now, if you scroll down through the first 200 user sets, and it does say like U160, so that's again a user setting. Number 160, and then user 200. The last ones are vocal effects patches, and we see some acoustic patches as well. Now, we get to where it says P001, and it's high gain, Terra Echo, natural clean. The first 200 are the users. The second 200 are the exact same presets. So when you decide to start making your own or adjusting, do it with the ones that are orange rather than the ones that are gray on the side, because that would be the user presets. At any time, you can go into the software and reset it to its factory settings as well, so that's no problem. But for instance, so we'll take a quick little listen. This is high gain stack, which is preset 001. Now, if you go all the way to user, preset 1, again, same thing. Now, if we wanted to do some kind of, changes to the effects, to the parameters here, up top we can see essentially the signal chain. This would be like if we had all of these different things on a pedal board or something like that. So the guitar goes in, all the different ways that it can travel through, effects, and ultimate to the output. So FX number 1, we'll see that it's not turned on, but what options do we have? You can modify your tone, you can do a guitar simulator, you can, use a wave synth. So put that on, but you'll see it's not turned on. So if we click on that, so first off, with it not turned on, and with it turned on. So it's trying to do a kind of, saw kind of synth sound. So if we wanted to try that instead. Different. We can change all of the levels or whatnot, but okay, so we don't want that on there actually at all. So what else could we have? Let's go with, let's do an octave. So it's turned on right now, so let's turn it off again. So this is, again, the sound that we have on high gain stack without the octave, the octave. Okay, let's turn the octaver on. So what it does essentially is it takes your original signal and it creates another octave above and or below. You can have the range, and again, so here's your turn the effect level up. Turn it up more. So lots of different effects: phaser, trim, vibrato, chorus, all of these things. So let's turn that off right now. You've got compression, overdrive, and we can see this is turned on, so it's going this way. So what have we got here? Well, this is the high gain stack. So let's say that we want, it's essentially your amplifier. So we wanted to go instead with core metal. So again, before we change it, change it. So a subtle change. Again, we can affect anything here, but let's go back to where we were. And we've got here just some other settings that we can affect. And as always, I'll say, always go through. See the different things that you can do. Just try things. I rarely, I suppose to my own detriment, read the manual unless I get really stuck, or when I start to figure something out, go, okay, now exactly how do I do that? What's the best way to do it? But I always just play around at first and try to figure things out for myself. So we see this way, it's not turned on, so we don't have it. So again, well, let's open this signal path. So we've turned on the delay. We've got a second speaker going here. See, PRA, PRB, NS1, NS2. So those things we've switched down to here. And this is where we have the option for delay. Highlight that. And the different types of delay that we can have, and then the signal goes this way, and now it's going to where we can EQ it, and we can add more effects, all of these things to our final output signal. Play around. You'll see as well that there's a quick setting here, so we could just quickly grab and say, since we're still on delay, well, what kind of delay? And they've got some, again, presets there for the kinds of delays that we might want to use. Very, very programmable. You can change them to affect different things. So one thing that I was thinking about is what is a very kind of famous hard rock metal guitar riff, and I read a lot of stuff online. I know that when our band Glam Chowder was going to start covering this song, how can we replicate some of these sounds? So the sound that I'm thinking of is the kind of intro riff to Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. So we don't have any delay on here or anything like that. So again, let's listen to the signal. So that's just the raw sound. Obviously, the actual sound has some delay. So let's play around with this and see what we need. So let's turn the delay on. Okay, not quite what we need. So let's see how we are going to do that. So again, start adjusting some levels. So what happens if we turn the delay time up? Okay. You can still hear it going a little bit in the background. Well, let's bring it down. And well, let's try one of those quick settings and see what we can do there. So let's go with a, what do we want? Let's try a, let's just see what a medium delay is going to do. So you can hear it kind of, but it's fading off, and we might want it to stick around a little bit more to sound like the original. So let's see what happens if we bring up the feedback a little bit, or okay, let's bring the effect level up. Let's bring the cut down, so maybe it's not cutting it off so quickly. Okay, and of course we wouldn't want that delay effect on that part anyway, just on the... So play around with it, you know, where you can get what you want in that sound. Still seems like it's maybe a bit slow. Let's see if we can bring that down, which will speed it up. And I bet you could probably go on Google too and find out exactly what the delay time setting and all of that is, and literally go over here and manually enter it in if you wanted to do that. If we just tried mild delay, what is that going to sound like? And now I think if I go back, let's see, back to medium. It resets. So let's go. So let's just imagine that we're actually going to eventually find the sound that we want. And keep playing around with that, and when you find what you want, again, make sure we're in user 001. Hey, well, let's save that. So we're going to write it. This patch comes up, and it's like, okay, so user input 001, high gain stack. Well, why don't we call that jungle intro? It's a hard rock, okay, bump, bump. And we'll go, and now jungle intro is saved over here. It's still saving right now. And I'll give you a shot as well to show you that jungle intro is also saved on the unit itself. So we now have that. We turn it on. This is the one that we want, and so simple as that. Through tweaking, through time, through maybe looking up what the actual settings are, we can take existing presets in the user section and shift them and adjust them and try to make them sound like that sound that we want, just in case the sound that's on here isn't exactly what we're looking for, which is really difficult to imagine when you consider how many different sounds there are already preset on here. Well, 1959 crunch. What are we dealing with here? So pretty basic, and again in 1959 we didn't have the technology that we do now. So if we're doing, I don't know, maybe, I think there's even a rockabilly one on here, but I was thinking, you want to do a rockabilly one, that might be a sound. High gain and crunch. again, we can do whatever we want to try and change this, but we slide, College Rock 70 small amp, Crunch lead. So many choices. You can spend hours and hours and hours just trying them all out, let alone, starting to tweak them. 70s cool stack. So we will take a look now at how easy it is to record something through the Boss GT001 into a DAW, a digital audio workstation. In the case of this computer, we will be recording it into Logic. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I will open up Logic, and with the Boss GT001 set up the exact same way as we did at the beginning of this video. So plugging in the monitors, plugging it into the computer, making sure that it is recognized as your audio interface in the program, how easy it really is to use it as a key part of your home studio. So let's open up Logic. And I'm just going to do a very basic. So let's just throw a drum track down. Something, again, very basic. Slow that down. Let's do something slow and heavy. So let's try 90 and see what that comes up like. Loud. Let's just keep it simple. Now what Logic will do as well, and this is, I guess, not what this video is about, is I can, whatever guitar we lay down, we can then click this little kick snare, follow, and we can make it follow the guitar. So let's just say we're going to use this. And then, of course, that intro beat is going to switch over. Good enough. So now we want to start laying down some guitars. So we need a new track, a new audio track. And there we go. So grab the guitar. See if it's... still in harmony lead. Okay, so I'm obviously going to have to control this on here. I'll quickly scroll through and try to find a good something that we can work with. There you go. 60s fudge. 60s fuzz legend.
Okay, so something simple like that. Now, normally I would track that same thing at least twice, probably a few more times. I'm also not going to, do any proper mixing and mastering. Just trying to, by plugging my guitar into the GT001, which is plugged into my computer, it directly into the DAW. I could do a bass line with this as well. I could do a lead or other kinds of things, and you could just stack and stack and stack, and simple as that, you can then have your own song. Okay, so we've taken a look at the Boss GT001. We've taken a look at the Boss Tone Central, the Boss Tone Studio, and all of those changes that we made in the Boss Tone Studio software can be made on the unit itself. Frankly, it's a fair bit easier doing it on the computer, but you can do all of those on the unit if you need to, because it is so portable. I mean, you could take it with you and leave it on a table somewhere while you're jamming and press buttons. You can set favorites on the unit itself. So if there's 4 sounds that you use in a lot of your music that you're playing, you can just A, B, C, and D. You can set up a foot switch or expression with it if you want. If it's going to be used in a home studio like we just did here, again, it's probably easier to do a lot of this work through the software. But a very versatile unit. Again, we're talking about a guitar effects processor, an acoustic guitar effects processor, a vocal effects processor. I would have shown you how that works, except I will be totally honest with you, I have no vocal ability whatsoever, so I won't record it because I find it shameful, and I don't want you guys to be go, oh, what was that? That was me trying to sing, which I can't do. It's also an audio interface that allows this to work between, as an interface between your guitar and your computer, as an input and an output, set up to studio monitors. It's got a guitar tuner built in. It's got the online stuff. Really easy to set up. Really easy to use. Bottom line, Boss, I think, has hit a home run with this unit. It's attractive. It's versatile. It is, the blog says, is that Swiss Army knife for your home studio, because it does so many things. So thanks again for checking this out. Stay tuned for more blogs and more videos from me, Fear Kaiser Soze. I look forward to seeing you again soon.